Hi, class. I'm just going to make a few comments for our week 9. We're focusing on control theories, in particular containment theory, social controls, including the social bond, and the general theory of crime. So I'm just going to say a few words here. Um, with containment theory, this has to do with drives and pulls towards or away from delinquency. And these drives or pulls can be towards delinquency, can be contained, checked, controlled, or even averted. Um, to thwart delinquency from happening, according to this theory. And a lot of it has to do with the self concept, how people imagine themselves and their place in society and where they belong. And of course, a lot of that has to do with exclusion and class. Um, and so there's 4 types of pressures and containments. Um, External pressures usually involve one's living conditions, poverty, unemployment, minority group status, discrimination, outer pools. Um, that could be, the whole bad apple argument that, oh, he's hanging around with the wrong crowd, or she's hanging around with the bad companions, deviant people, criminals, gang members, et cetera, et cetera. So it could be outer pools towards delinquency. Um, Internal pushes would include a host of situations, tensions, status frustrations, aggressiveness, um, the need for immediate gratification or rebelliousness, feelings of adequacy. Um, you can see that all of this is a very kind of conservative approach towards delinquency, something very different than you saw in stick up kids. Um, and so there's also outer or external containments to keep people in the in group of conformists. That can be like a nuclear group, family, community, um, following the expectations of society, feeling a sense of acceptance and belonging, pretty much the opposite of anomie, being connected, belonging, meaning, etc. And that keeps one from, that contains one from entering into a delinquency group. And then there's inner restraint, and that's associated with one's self concept, one's goals, their frustration tolerance, their commitment to norms, etc. And so this kind of really set the stage for control theories. And scholars like Travis Hershey, they wanted to extend some of these arguments. And that's where Hershey and others started developing the idea of the social bonds. They came up with 4 social bonds that are intended to promote socialization and conformity. And hopefully in the discussion board, you can discuss this because the discussion board involves giving examples, perhaps from your life or of someone you know, of if these 4 social bonds to promote socialization and conformity actually apply to the real world. And so check it out with your own life. Does it apply to you? And these 4 ones are attachment, commitment, involvement, and belief. And I put in the notes there that 4 notes. One, the stronger of these 4 bonds, the least likely a person is to become deviant. Second, and this is again liberal views, a more liberal view within a conservative orthodox view, that everyone has the potential to become delinquent or criminal. It all depends on on these 4 social bonds. That's their argument. Note 3, social controls, not moral values, maintain law and order. So it's not like the criminal or the delinquent is lacking in morality or has more or less morality than you, me, or any other law abider. Rather, it has to do with these 4 social bonds. That's the predictor of crime and delinquency, not things like morality. Um, so again, more of a liberal view there. And then without these controls, people left to their own devices are free to commit criminal or delinquent acts. And so I'll just briefly talk about each one. One is attachment. That's a psychological or emotional connection one feels towards other persons or groups, and the extent one cares about their feelings or opinions. And so when you have attachments to people, conformist, law-abiding people and legitimate institutions, professors, teachers, priests, other people that take on more powerful or authoritative roles in the institutions to which you're a part. The more that you have attachment to them or attachment to friends that are part of those legitimate institutions, the stronger your attachment, the less likely you are to become delinquent. A commitment, and that's the result of cost benefit approach to delinquency. Go to your economics class and talk about cost benefit. Um, Refers to the investments accumulated in conformity to conventional rules. And so you've spent a lot of time, energy, money, effort into going to school, probably for 12 or 13 years, from kindergarten to 12th grade, and now the university. You believe in it, and you've committed all this time, all this money, all this effort, studying, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And because you're so committed to the legitimate institutions to which you're a part, you're not going to risk engaging in some type of crime or delinquency that can have you lose everything. If you were caught selling drugs, for example, or using them, that could destroy your collegiate career, could destroy your job career, et cetera, et cetera. So because you're so committed, because you've invested so much time in legitimate institutions and organizations, you're much less likely to become delinquent or criminal. The third is involvement, refers to the participation in conventional legitimate activities such as extracurricular activities. So just imagine your CV. You know, you've interned here, you've been in these school plays and these community organizations and these school organizations, and you've participated in these sports and these clubs and these organizations and so on and so on and so on. And so the more you're involved in conventional society and more you're involved in legitimate activities in our society, that will give you social status, jobs, etc., the least likely that you will be that you'll turn to, you know, the underground illicit drug economy, for example, in order to achieve the American dream. And finally, beliefs, that you believe in these institutions, not you specifically, but people that believe in the legitimacy of our political, social, economic, cultural, and religious institutions. They believe in the American dream. They believe in hard work. They believe that hard work and education will bring them to the promised land to achieve the American dream and acquire the finer things in life. People that believe in this the most and believe in the legitimacy of our institutions are least likely to become criminal or delinquent. So again, it has nothing to do with morality or if you're a good or a bad person. It has to do with your level of attachment or your level of belonging or how well you're bonded to these social institutions. And so again, attachment, commitment, involvement, and belief. These are the predictors of crime and delinquency, not morality, education, or anything of that nature. So anyway, perhaps you can use examples from your own life or other people that you know to see how well this theory really applies to understanding youth delinquency, transgression, and crime. Anyway, so I've created another interesting, I hope, discussion board that should be thought provoking, that of course complements our reading. And so I look forward to seeing you all online. So well done. Keep up the good work and feel free to email for anything. And you take care. Thank you.